Here we have Jaykay18s vintage Hassock fan, or Hassock, however you pronounce it. This belonged to his grandma. It's been in his garage for years. And then this year, when I visited him for the 4th of Slimes, my first year driving up, I've always flown. He had me take this back with him along with a bunch of China products, which you'll see later. Now, this isn't mine to keep. This is on loan. I'm going to repair it for him, then I'll ship it back to him. The issue is the motor is bad. He said it ran one day and then it just stopped. Now sometimes it'll work, sometimes it won't. We tested it before I took it, and what happens is sometimes the motor will spin, other times you go to turn it on and it's literally locked. When it's energized, it locks up and you cannot turn the shaft. It's like magnetically locked. But as soon as you turn it off, then it spins freely. I can see it spinning freely by hand, but if I apply power, it's like it locks. It literally seizes up magnetically. So there's something wrong with the magnetic field. The only option is to have the motor rewound. Now, I don't know how to do that. I don't have the skills or the tools. And it'd be probably next to impossible to find some place that's willing to do this. If I still worked at my plastic injection factory, then I could just pawn the motor off to my manager and say, hey, see if you can find some place willing to rewind this. Just say it's off a heat sealer or something, you know. Then it could be rewound, no problem. But I don't have those connections no more, so I don't know if anybody that actually rewinds these. But I took some measurements. The motor is about 3.3 inches in diameter. The shaft is 5/16. I will show you that. I can do this without it falling over on me. Stick it like that in case it falls me with a couple parts. So I got these digital calipers here. This reads in millimeters, fractions, and inches, or inch fractions. So we'll measure the round part. It's got a flat shaft, but do this. You're reading 5/16. Just move it back. Hit the button. 7.99 millimeters, or 0.3145 inches. I found a replacement motor. This is 1500 RPMs. The one I found is 1550. And it has the same diameter this way. Shaft's about 2.5 inches long. It's right here. Packard electric fan motor, model 40,030. 1/25 horsepower, 1550, 115 volts. 3.3 inch frame. 5/16 inch diameter, 2.5 inches long. So 115 volts. Clockwise rotation is determined by viewing the shaft end. So when looking at it like this, you view on the shaft end clockwise, it's turning this way. So that's the direction we want. Now Jay had found a replacement motor, but it spun the wrong direction when he tried to fix this himself. So it kind of sat on the back burner. So I'll clean it up. And I'm not going to paint it or nothing. It's going to stay exactly as it is. All I'm going to do is clean the blades so they're nice and shiny again. Do like a nice spray it down with some like degreaser. I'll order the motor. The switch, unfortunately I'm going to have to replace because these are soldered on. I could try soldering it, but it's probably going to be a pain in the ass. Because I got to replace the wiring because it's very brittle. You bend it, it's like, you can see there. It's cracking, so it's going to need a new power cord. I'm going to go with a cloth replica. I found a vintage switch that has like a little ball end on it, so I might go with that for like that old vintage, old school look. So, how to track down parts and go from there. Let me plug it in and I'll show you what the motor does. Alright, safety third. Just got the bearings of the wire plugged into that extension cord. So it's making contact. If I flick the switch, see? It's locked. And yeah. It tries to turn and locks itself up. Probably got bad something in it. Yeah. It locks, somehow it locks itself magnetically. I put it on its side. Wonder what's something with the armature. Now it wants to, but it can't. And then afterwards, it's stiff. But then when I do this, it breaks the magnetic connection, and it runs. But as soon as I turn it off, it sucks the armature in. See, now it's stiff and it's catching. But do this, now it spins freely again. So yeah, there's something obviously malfunctioning with the motor. So there's nothing. The only option is to get it rewound. It's made by Eastern Air Devices Incorporated, Brooklyn, New York. Model KP732L-I, shaded pole induction motor. 1/30th horsepower. The other motor is about 1.25, so close enough. 1500 RPM, the other one's 1550. 50 extra RPM, big deal. 1.75 amps, one phase. So, yeah. It wants to run, but it can't. Yeah, as soon as I do that, it, see, and like I said, now it's stiff. But all I gotta do is somehow do that. It's like, you know, I can rock it back and forth and it's still stiff, but then all I gotta do is tilt the motor up and back and now it spins freely again. But now you saw that it tried to run longer that time. Yeah. So that's what it does. So like I said, the only option is a new motor. This one mounts like that, and the other one's got screws on the bottom too. Got the 3 mounts. I got all the feet, but they're missing the rubber. Nothing I can really do about that. I could maybe find some grommets or something to stick in there. I have to see what I can find. Or I might just glue some, or just rip this out and glue some felt on it, just so it doesn't scratch the surface. Probably be cheaper just to hot glue some felt.